Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see, I'm in a new location. I thought I might change it up a bit, also because it's really warm in the other location I was in, because it's about, I think it's going to get up to about 36 degrees today, so I'm kind of like, ugh, I don't really want to be stuffed up there, so it's a bit cooler here. But yeah, and I thank God for the sunshine and the warmth. But yeah, I'd just like to thank all of you guys that have watched vlog number 8. It was a very difficult one for me, but I thank God that he gave me the confidence to share it with you all, and I hope you guys are blessed. And this vlog is kind of a continuation from vlog number 8, so I hope you guys are ready to see this one. And now this is my story. Before I start telling the testimony, I just would encourage those of you that haven't already to please subscribe to my channel so that you can be updated on the videos to come. And also I just want to remind everyone that you can share testimonies with me that I can show on my channel. They can be about anything. They don't have to be specific to what I've spoken about or what I'm going to speak about. They can be about anything, but I just want it to be as real as possible, just so that everyone can be encouraged by what you have to say. As I said, this is a continuation of vlog 8, but this is going to be in 2 parts really, because I'm going to go into more depth about my stomach problems. So as I said, where we left off from vlog 8, I've gotten my first class in my 2nd year of university, and I just want to be honest with you guys, because just because I got a first class, it doesn't mean that everything was rosy, everything was good. I was still suffering with stomach pains. As I said, I still have them to this day. So I finished and I still had scans, I still had doctor's appointments. I had a couple of camera tests. Oh my gosh, they were not very nice. I had 2 that went up the rear end, if you get what I mean. If you know or you've had those scans, oh my gosh, they are, yeah, they're not comfortable whatsoever. And I felt truly and utterly violated by it. I was so uncomfortable. I've never been so uncomfortable in my life. But the first one, I cannot pronounce it, guys. I'm not going to embarrass myself by trying to pronounce it. But the second one I had was a colonoscopy. And if you guys know what that is, then you'll understand where I'm going with when I'm saying it's very uncomfortable. The first one, which I said I can't pronounce, that one was a shorter one, so I wasn't sedated for it. But the second one, I ended up being like, I asked for sedation because I was like, yeah, after the first one I couldn't do it again, and plus the colonoscopy was longer, so I didn't want to go through that. So yeah, that was not fun whatsoever. It was very uncomfortable. I still had blood tests that were being done. If you've had blood taken, you know it's not great. And the worst thing about it, because they couldn't find out what was wrong with me, the amount of blood tests that I had, I am actually surprised, guys. I'm being honest, I'm so surprised that I even have blood left, because the amount they took, and then they would take like some blood, go and test it for various things, and then come back, it's they can't find it, and obviously they don't store it, so they kind of throw that away, then you go back in again, and it was just this continuous thing. But along with all of that, it was just very taxing on my body, as well as being taxing on my social life, because there was a lot of things I couldn't do because I was in so much pain. Most of the time I was in bed. It was also taxing on my family. My auntie, I really feel for her, and I love her to bits, because I don't know if there are any of you that are watching that are suffering maybe with pain or have in the past, but for me personally, it always feels like it gets worse at night time. So it didn't matter what time of the night it was, my auntie would always, I'd ring her, be like, because I couldn't get out of my own bed, so I'd ring her, be like, auntie, I'm in pain, I'm vomiting, because there was an instance where I just started vomiting for no reason, and she would have to keep running back and forth to the hospital with me, so it was very taxing on her. It was also taxing on my granddad. At this time I started living more with my auntie because of the health condition, because my granddad was 90 plus, and for him to be looking after me, it just didn't seem fair. I'm not saying that I felt like it was fair to do it on my auntie, but she's younger, so I didn't feel, I don't know, I didn't feel as bad. But my granddad, I didn't want him to, because I should be the one looking after him. And then also I had other family members that were worried about me and checking up on me. I also had my church family. Yes, they were now my church family. I had that great relationship with them, and they were calling me, texting me, because they were obviously worried. And I can just imagine that it must have been very difficult for everyone, not just myself who was suffering with the stomach pain, but for everyone around me. Because I don't know about you guys will probably agree with this, but when you have a family or a friend that is suffering and you can't do anything, it's very hard, it's very difficult, and it makes you feel so helpless. And I can imagine that's how they felt. Even my family in London at the time, so my mum, my dad and my sisters, they felt that they couldn't do anything because they weren't actually with me. So it was just very difficult, as I said. But yeah, it was, I just wanted like to have this little snippet. As I said, it's in 2 parts because this one is a bit longer, but I just wanted to have this middle section, I'll call it, just to tell you guys that it didn't go great. Because sometimes you will hear maybe testimonies, not that they're not good, but the ones where everything goes perfectly afterwards. But for my health situation, as I said, I still have it now, and I was still struggling even after getting my first class in 2nd year. But as I said, because this is in 2 parts, I'm not going to give my verse in this one, but I'll give it in the second part of this one. But I will give an encouragement, and I just want to encourage you to trust in God. And as I always said, and I keep saying in my vlogs, it sounds so easy. I know it does, because people were saying it to me, and don't get me wrong, it's very encouraging and it's true, it's absolutely honest, like you should trust God, but sometimes it's so hard. But what I have learned is that you need to trust God, because especially when you have no control over a situation, like I still don't, you just have to trust God that he knows what's best. And the blessing in it all is that God promises us in his word that when we pray, he listens. And when he listens, he responds. That is amazing, because sometimes people may listen, but because they can't do anything, that's it. They just hear it. But with God, it doesn't just stop there. He actually acts and responds to our prayers. And sometimes he doesn't respond in the way that we expect him to. Sometimes he doesn't respond when we want him to. But guess what? It's a little secret that you probably already know. God always responds in the perfect time. God is not time bound. He existed before time, and he knows exactly when you need the answer to that prayer. He knows exactly what answer you need to that prayer, because sometimes we think we need something, but we don't actually need it. And God knows that if we had it, we wouldn't really appreciate it. So I just want you guys to be encouraged to trust God. God knows. He knows the plans that he has for you. And they're not plans of evil, but to do you good, as it says in his words. But just trust God, honestly. It's not easy, and I will not sit here and pretend like it is, but it is the best thing to do, especially when you feel like there's no other option. But I hope you guys were blessed by this little snippet, and that you will share your testimonies, but also that you'll get in touch with me either for testimonies or just to speak or just prayer requests. And I will link my Instagram below in the description box, as well as my email address in the description box. So I hope you guys were blessed, and once again, if you haven't, please subscribe to my channel so that you'll be updated on the next vlogs to come. Bye guys.